Oh, this is Paul here at the Cereal Aisle, and I am back with another Transformers review. I know it's been a while since my last review, but I'm finally getting my hands on some figures that I've really wanted. So I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I'm going to kick things off with Transformers Generations Roadbuster. Hey. So this is a Voyager class figure here. Just going to give you my quick thoughts on it, his robot mode, his vehicle mode, and then I'll sum things up. A little bit of history with my relationship with this character is that I kind of have none. I know a lot of people's appreciation and love for this character comes from the G1 figure in the comic book, and I never had him or actually even saw his G1 figure until very recently, and I didn't read the comic, so I didn't really have a lot of connection with him. I kind of got into him just because he was it's the new Voyager, I liked his design, and I was really interested in him, so I picked him up. So he is basically he turns into a, kind of a tumbler Humvee-like vehicle, and he is just decked out, as you can see, in all sorts of guns here. Just kind of balls out bananas, and I really like it. There's a bunch of little details and articulations here. Overall, I really, really like this figure. I think of all the things I like about Transformers, I like the kind of blocky aesthetic, the idea that these things are vehicles and they transform into robots, and when they're in robots you can see hints at what they were as a vehicle, and he's a perfect example of this. You can see the wheels, the front of the hood right here. He just kind of embodies all of that. Now, there's a couple issues I have with the figure, and nothing major. One of them I will say is totally personal. I am not a huge fan of his color scheme. Now, I know the color scheme is totally accurate to what it should be for his G1 as comic book incarnations. I'm just not a huge fan of the orange and brown. I think they did a really good job of it. They're just not my favorite color combinations. But overall, I think he is a fantastic, fantastic figure. So, yeah, let's take a look at a bunch of the stuff he comes with. He has here one of the guns he's holding, which actually is potentially two guns if I can get out of his hand here. It is like a sniper rifle, and then the top of it comes off and can be kind of like its own cannon when attached somewhere, but it actually attaches here, which is kind of cool. He has this shoulder mounted cannon, which actually launches. I'm not going to shoot it because it just shoots off into nowhere. He's got this shoulder mounted cannon here. He's got this other shoulder mounted laser railgun cannon thing, and another cannon here. Now, there are a bunch of different pegs on him, so you can actually put them in any order you want. I just have them in this configuration because that's how I like them. So I'm going to transform him into vehicle mode here, and I'll come back and we can talk about his vehicle mode. So this is Roadbuster in his vehicle mode with all of his accessories attached. As you can see, it's kind of an armored Humvee look to it. Really, really nice detail, really nice accent pieces. He looks tough, he looks sturdy. He has wheels on him, they roll pretty well. The transformation is actually very simple, really enjoyable. I actually quite like his transformation. The weapons here can be positioned any which way. I just happen to have them in this position. I'll actually take these off right now so you can see what he looks like. Yeah, he's a great character. He's a great example of taking the G1 aesthetic and kind of playbook and applying it to a modern figure. Here you go here. That's what he looks like. Kind of naked there, but he looks pretty good. It's an interesting car design. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it's not bad. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the colors, but that's purely aesthetic. But it totally works, and the transformation's fun here. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's pretty simple. It's not overly complex or anything to write home about, but it's good. Here's the bottom, and he's tucked up under there really nice, which I actually really like. I like when they can get that bit tucked under really nice. So, vehicle mode, really cool. Not the best in the world, but definitely above average. And all of that's just going to depend on how much you like the idea of an armored Humvee and like how the way the colors gel. So that's just going to come down to total personal opinion, but there isn't any like glaring flaws with it. So it's kind of up to you to decide. So I'm going to get him back into robot mode and give you my final thoughts. So here we have Roadbuster back in his robot mode, sans all of his accessories, so you guys can see him raw. I'll do a quick rotation so you can see what the back of him looks like. I'm pretty impressed with the back. It's not too hollow. The legs they look pretty good, actually. I think they could have looked worse, so they looked all right from the back. Yeah, I actually realized like how short this review is just because I think he's solid. There isn't anything glaringly. I don't think he is. It's really subtle. The things that are good about him are really subtle. They're not like jump at you fantastic, and there's nothing offensive about him. I may say I'm lukewarm on him, but I actually really do like him. He just comes across as G1. He just oozes like the 80s and the feel of that character just modernized. Which is just fantastic. He's really, really good. Just for a last bit here, I'll get in Springer, so you can get kind of a size comparison of how tall he is. Oh, let me get them centered. So they're both Voyagers. You can see he's a little bit shorter than Springer. So that's what that is. Yeah, if I had to give a number on him, ignoring my personal opinions about the color scheme, I would probably give him like an 8 to a 7.5. He's probably he's a solid 8. He's really good, really fun transformation. The robot mode with all of the weapons looks great. It looks great on the shelf. He stands out. He looks beefy. He feels beefy. He feels like this just wrecking machine, and it really comes across in his personality. And for that, I think he's fantastic. So if you guys have any interest in him, I would definitely go pick him up. You won't be disappointed. All right.